What's good, fam? Now, I told y'all I was gonna make this video. Now we out here, don't worry. I'm gonna tell y'all from a Houston fam, or if somebody wanna come into Houston, I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm at the end of the video, because they got a range of everything from sprinters to promasters to Fords to even the box trucks. So I'm gonna break all that down, but what we're gonna do today is go through and show you the different types of vans they got and also the measurements, so you'll know what you're getting into, because y'all been wanting to know what type of vans are the best and what goes with what. So we're gonna break down, do a little research. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you the basics. The rest of the research is on you, but we're gonna go ahead and knock out some of this research, and I'm gonna let you know what type of vans are out there and what works good for this game. So we're gonna start with the first one. I know y'all think Sprinter and y'all think diesel, but this is a Sprinter Freightliner and it comes in gas. I think this is the only one I've seen on the lot. So you can get a Sprinter that's gas and not just diesel. So one of the things you got to consider when you're thinking about a van is what type of freight you're going to be hauling and the height of the door. So you want to know how high the door is. Don't worry, I got the tape measure. We're going to get some measurements for y'all, because you got to know what the cargo is going to go into. So you want to be able to know the height of the door. For this Sprinter, 72 inches, 6 foot. So basically, that's what your cargo has to go in. The reason I'm talking about that, about the height of the door, because some people see high roof, medium roof, low roof. For me, I worry about the high roof because I'm 6'3". I want to be able to stand up in it and not have to be bent all over all the time like in the medium roof. But the height doesn't matter if the cargo can't go through the door. And the other thing you want to consider outside of the height of the door is how long it is. This Sprinter right here is 14 feet long. So 14 feet means that you can roughly get the 4 pallets in there, but remember this when you're thinking about a pallet. A pallet is, a standard pallet is 48 inches. So the 48 inches, that's why my ProMaster can handle 3 pallets. But when you can get in the Sprinter, you can get to that 4th pallet because it's 14 feet long. Unless it's another type of pallet that comes that's 40 inches long. If I got the 40-inch pallet, that means I can put 4 inside of my ProMaster, and the Sprinter can get 5 in there. So those are the type of things you got to consider when you're thinking about your van. Right now, like I said, this is a Sprinter Freightliner, and they come in gasoline. Let's go see another. All right, now this van is another Sprinter, but this one is diesel. It's a 2500. Same thing applies when you look at the height. As well as the door opening. This is a good thing to talk about when you think about the door opening. On this one, you see how it's right here? You have to have these latches. If you see right here, it won't allow you to go all the way open. Consider that when you get in the van as well, because you want the doors to be able to swing all the way open. Because as you've seen in certain videos, they got to get that freight in there. Sometimes it's crazy ways. You've seen we spent poles and the forklift had to come from the side and barely missed the door. So you want to be able to make sure your door can go all the way open as well. So remember that. So again, height of the door and the length. See if it's the same on this Sprinter, which I already did the measurement, but for y'all, I'm gonna do it again. This one right here is 72 inches, but remember, it gotta be the whole door. This little piece right here makes it where you can't do the whole 72 inches unless you want to be unscrewing these brackets all the time. So just for a rule of thumb, 71 inches, so that way you got this much room to clear, because it's a forklift coming in, and you don't want to have to keep taking these off. So the other Sprinter was 72 inches, then it missed this, but this right here, you want to stick with 71 because these brackets right here, unless you want to unscrew them, and the most times, you most likely won't get a pallet 72 inches tall, but if you want to take the chance and that one time here and there unscrew these, that's on you. I don't feel like that. This Sprinter is the same, 14 feet. The reason I say that, because all of them aren't 14 feet long. Some of them are shorter. And I'm going to give you an example, because there's one over here that's not 14 feet long. sprinter right here. Let's call it the baby sprinter. As you can see from the length, obviously you can tell from the outside it's not 14 feet long. This one locks. Now this one's locked up. But you get the gist. You can tell. We can even put it on the ground. I'll even show you on the ground since it's locked up. That's about right there. This sprinter is roughly 11 to 12 feet because obviously the seat's right there. But to the back end where the cargo probably will stop, you're looking at roughly 11 to 12 feet. So yeah, not your 14-foot sprinter. Now, when it comes to the different makes, the models, all that, high roof, low roof, that's on you. We just was giving you an example of the sprinter and different sizes that they come in. Now, we're finna move on over and let's go look at a couple of these Rams and Fords, but you get the gist of sprinter, right? Height, all this applies to all vans too. Height, and then the length. One other thing I forgot to tell you. Let's go back to the sprinter. I forgot to tell you this. When looking at the van, you also want to consider the wheelbase, because this is where the pallets and stuff have to slide into. The wheelbase between this sprinter is 53 inches. On the Ram ProMaster I got is 56 inches, but this is only 53. The standard pallet still will fit, but every now and then there'll be pallets, or not necessarily pallets, they'll have freight, because you've seen I've had those big metal containers, crates and all that. Say the crate is 52 inches. Obviously that's bigger than the standard pallet. So now you want to make sure it can fit between there. I've had one that got close. It was 55 and a half and it barely squeezed in between that. But you want to make sure you calculate get the measurement for the wheelbase as well. This sprinter, the 2500, the wheelbase is 53, I think I said. Yeah, 53. Now let's move on to something. All right, now we're finna go through a different variation. Before we get to the other vans, at this same dealership, they have box trucks that are kind of like the cargo van, some like the pickup truck, but this right here is a Ram ProMaster 3500 front, but on the back of it, it has the box. And so when I say box, it's not a lift gate, it's just a regular box. You see the E-tracks already installed, got the wood floors. Still, you want to consider the height with the door open on this same box truck. It's 70 at the height of it. So you want 70 inches. And remember what I told you about between the wheel wells. This one is 57, because remember, it's a Ram ProMaster. They just put a box on top of it. So 57 between the wheel wells, 70 at the door. And because it has a box on it versus the regular standard van, this one goes to 14 feet as well. So remember what I told you about the Sprinter van being able to get those 4 pallets in, but because this is a box, you can have the dolly inside of it already. What's it called?
Pallet jack.
Pallet jack. You can have a pallet jack inside, and as you can see from the side, you can put 2 to 4 pallets at the front, 2 to 4 in the back. I mean 2 in the back, side by side, and possibly 1 in the middle. So you possibly can get 7 pallets or so inside of here. So you want to consider that as well. But that's on this one. Now right next to it is a Ford 350. Same kind of thing. Has the box on it, no lift gate, but it has a ramp. But it also is got the refrigeration unit in it as well. So now you got the refrigeration piece. So let's get the height of this one again. This one is 68. But if you notice, there's no, you don't have to worry about the wheel well in this one. So you get to use the whole side of it, inside the side. So you got 91 inches. So you can get the 2 pallets side by side in here at the same time. Hey, y'all got me out here in this hot. I told you, got me sweating for y'all. You know I love y'all.
I'm short.
This one is 166 inches. So a little over 13 feet, but less than 14. So on the 13 footer, remember, you can get 3 pallets in, but since it has enough room for 2, this actually can hold 6 pallets. And as you see up here, it has the cooling unit, so you can do some refrigeration in here. So think about that as well. So now you got this, so you can get refrigeration. Those cold, it's basically the loads that say it need to be at a certain temperature. You have that in here. So let's go to the front so you can see what the front of both of these look like. So you can see the Ram ProMaster, the 3500, got the front the same way with the Ford F550. I'm sorry, F550. So that holds that weight. And don't worry, we'll put screenshots up at the end of the different vans and what their capacity and weight capacity and all that is. We'll put that at the end as we break down everything. We just getting the measurements because your boy's out here hot. But I'm gonna sweat for y'all. Only y'all. But yeah, you see the front. It's basically the truck with the box on the back and got the refrigeration unit. Let me shut these up in the back, and then we're gonna go ahead and slide over. Just wanted you to see the different variations between the box truck, the smaller ones, not the 26 footers, that you still can make work for this journey as well. We'll break down all the different ways to use them at the end, but let's get this wrapped up and so we can get up out the heat. Just want y'all to get the measurements now. So let me go shut these doors and I'll pick y'all back up. All right, now this is one of them vehicles, we talked about it in the past. Of course, we mentioned the doors about getting them open all the way open, but this is the Nissan. So you can make it work, but keep in mind, when we talk about gear gaps and all that, gear gaps don't consider this a cargo van. Even though you could put cargo in it, just remember, if you want to go this route, that whenever you book loads anyway, just say Sprinter van, because they don't know, the brokers, they ain't gonna sit there and be like, yeah, I got a Ram 3500 or got a Ford Transit. Just say Sprinter van, but this will work. But remember, gear gaps don't look at this as a cargo van. You can still make it work if you choose to go this route. Now, the height on this one, 69. So you got 69 inches high. And from where the cargo can go to, you're looking at 9.5 feet roughly. So you can get probably 2 standard pallets in there. That's about all you're gonna get in here is 2 standard pallets. And let's look at the wheel well. 54 inches between the wheels. So you can get your 2 standard pallets in there. Just keep in mind, you can make this work and use it. But gear gaps don't look at this as a cargo van. They won't know if you sign up for it to after the fact. But as far as moving freight, if you want to do OTR, stay local, do your own thing, you can make this work. Just wanted y'all to see it. I personally don't recommend it for myself, but it's up because you see all the stuff I'm doing. You see me dodge and stuff. But you can make this work if you wanted to. And I'll talk about what I mean at the end when I'm saying like make it work, don't make it work. I'll explain all that when we get to the end. All right, so now we're at the Ford Transit. It's a 250, I believe. Yeah, Transit 250. Remember I was telling you about the door. So it looks like the door can't swing open because you have to lock it and unlock it. And it has the buttons on the side for you to unlock it to be able to swing the door all the way open, as we've discussed already. And then when you want to, just lock it back and it stops it in place. Just unlock it so I don't get beat up by the door. All right, same thing applies. Remember what I told you, the height. I'm gonna put it right here so you can see what I'm talking about by having to unscrew this. So the height at the door is 74, but because of this right here, it's 72. So unless you want to unscrew this, if you get a load that's over 72 inches, then 72 will be your at the door height. in between the wheel well, you're sitting at 54 between the wheel well, which again, the pallet size, standard pallet is a 48 inch by 48 inch. So it's still a work and get it in there. On the length, and I'm showing y'all the big ones, there are smaller ones. This Ford Transit is a little less than 13 feet. It's 154 inches. So a little less than 13 feet. Which means the reason I tell you that is because being able to get that third pallet in there, you'll still be able to do it. You'll still be able to do it. It's just gonna be a tight crunch. Let's see, let's get the exact measurements because I already did it on mine. So let's do those numbers right quick. 48 times 3 is 144. There's no doing math in the head when you sweat. So basically, right here, 12 feet, you can get that third pallet in here in the Ford Transit and still have this much space. If it was at the front, think if it was reversed, you'll have this much space left at the front once you get it slid in and everything. We'll talk about the tie down points, but see how it's high roof? So I can stand up if it's the low roof or the medium roof. If the pallet is coming in, you have to try to figure out how to strap over it, but you'll be hunched down. I'm gonna see if we got a low roof or a medium roof in this parking lot at this dealership so I can show you the difference. Just keep in mind this is what it looked like. I'm 6'3", so you got the high roof. All right, so right now, currently on the lot, they don't have my type of van, the 3500 extended wheelbase. They don't have none in stock right now. So right now, this is the Ram ProMaster 2500, but it's not extended, but I'll still show you the measurement. So this way you can see it with the door closed, what I'm talking about with this latch up here. With this latch, you can only go 69 inches, 69 inches. So that's all you can get at the door. With my ProMaster, the 3500, I can get 71, because 72 would have to make me have to unscrew that latch like I told you earlier. This Ram is right at, to be able to get in here and still shut the door, it's right at that 12-foot mark, but it's really close to 143, which will eliminate you from getting that third pallet because some pallets have that overhang. The brokers don't think about that. They'll be like, it's standard pallets, but you've seen in some videos, if it overhangs just a little bit on one side or the other, it'll make you not be able to take that freight. So that's why I got the extended for that extra cushion, because it's happened a couple of times where the pallet, the freight on the pallet, the cargo on the pallet extended past the pallet, and we still got it in there tightly, but that's because, remember I showed you that gap in the Sprinter? We still had that little bit of playroom. On this one, you don't have no playroom. It's right at 12 foot. It's 143 inches, right at it, and there's no room to play. So the pallet would have to be no overhang on the pallet with the cargo. In between the wheel well, 56 inches, the same as mine. So the wheel well on these is 56 inches. As you can see, the roof is a little bit closer. It's not high roof. This is what you would consider that medium roof. So high roof, it'll be a little bit higher than this, but it's the medium, like right at that roof. And I'm gonna show you the difference, as you can see, as I'm standing in it with the room that I have versus the high roof that we was just in with the Ford Transit. So let's go to the next van. Now, I know y'all probably gonna be like, BG, why are you showing us this baby van? We get baby bags out here. So we don't get me twisted. I'm thinking about adding one of these to our arsenal, because of them, you seen the Lowe's, we get them little boxes, little small pallets. We can use the baby van, but it's got the, we're gonna talk about it. Same concept, has the little latches, the door, that's as far as it goes until you unlatch it. Same concept. There's the door, 47 inches. Between the wheel well, right at 48. So a standard pallet will be in there. It's a little more than 48, but a standard pallet will go in there.
Just one.
Just one though. You're only gonna get one. Because the length on this thing, if I can get this thing up there, the length on it is 79. Obviously, you know, 48 plus 48 obviously is more than 79 inches. So only one pallet gonna go in here. But it's for those lows when you seen the lows, we get the little boxes because it has tie down points as well, as you see. It still has tie down points with the D-rings. But it's when you get those small lows, or if you want to start out, if you want to just use gig work and have some room for boxes and all that, like I could have did VHO and all this right here in this same exact van, because it does, as you see, have the doors on the side. So it works as well. Let's keep moving. Now, because I showed you the baby van in the Ram edition, I'm not gonna leave you out there. The Sprinter has all three, Ford, Sprinter, and Ram have baby vans because we get baby bags. But I want y'all to see the difference. I showed you the one. This is a Sprinter baby van. What is that? Same concept. Up to the door. 48 inches, because it's right at 49, but that hook's right there. So let's just say 48 inches. And all the way to the front cabin. 97 inches. So you can get 2 pallets in here, because as you can see, the wheelbase is wide enough as well. Wheelbase is 50 on this one. So 2 pallets, 2 standard pallets can fit in here as well, even though the baby Ram only had 1 pallet, but they do have bigger sizes in the baby Ram. That might be a little bit longer that you can get 2 pallets. I'm telling you that because in case you don't want to go big and you just staying local and y'all don't haul much them quick airport loads and all that, starting out, if you want to start out and you don't want to go big or don't feel comfortable driving the big one, you still can get the smaller one. It just to be the height wise, and we'll discuss the weight at the end on all these different variations of van. That way we can put it on the screen so you can see it. But this little baby Sprinter still can get 2 pallets off in it. Now I'm finna show you the difference, because one of those main questions of why I went with the Ram versus the Sprinter, and I told you I test drive, did all the different things. So you can see it. I'm gonna show you what I look like sitting in each one, because it all came down to comfort for your boy, because your boy got to be comfortable. So yeah, I'm gonna go sit in the Ford and then I'm gonna go sit in the Ram so you can see the difference of what I look like sitting in them at 6'3", so you'll understand why, my personal opinion is why I picked the Ram. And we'll wrap this thing up, so give me just a second. All right, this is the Ford. You see how I'm sitting, like my legs is like higher up and I can't raise the seat. Like, yeah, you probably can go get modifications and done, but I don't like if I gotta drive, because you know your boy be driving long distance. This isn't comfortable for me for long periods of time with my legs sitting up this high and trying to drive like this. You see what I'm saying? Because it sound crazy, but you're like, but BG, your foot will be on the gas pedal. No, man, your boy drives in cruise control. I be chilling. And so I be sitting there relaxing like this. And over time, legs get restless because the blood ain't nowhere for my body. My body only. I can't speak for everybody. I don't like this. It's not comfortable. And then when I'm driving, like the height and looking out, I don't like the way to feel. You see how I'm looking? This is the reason why. So let's go ahead and go hop in the Ram and I'll break it down even more. Now, do you see the difference? We're in the Ram now. See my leg position? It's not like I'm sitting like this when I was in the Ford. It's sitting down, and now look at my view. Remember in the Ford, it was like I was sitting lower and the view was kind of up. For somebody like me, I like to look over, like I'm watching stuff, because when you're driving on these roads, I need to be able to see what's going on way down in front. That's why I don't like cars, because when you're driving in a car, you can't see around a truck. You can't see a pickup truck, let that, or a van, or anything, SUV. Sitting up here, I can kind of see over stuff, versus in the Ford, I was kind of sitting down. That was my deciding factor when I said about how I felt in the driver's seat. To each its own. So that's why you gotta come out here and get in these different vehicles and try to find the one that works best for you. Because the Sprinter van, I sit sort of the similar. So the way you see me in this Ram, this is kind of how I sit in the Sprinter as well. I just didn't want to deal with the maintenance of the Sprinter. So my deciding factor, because you've seen the measurements, you've seen me walk around in the high roof Ford, you've seen me walk around in the Ram, this was the deciding factor of why I went with Ram over Ford. Nothing else. How I felt sitting in this seat, because I'm going to be riding for long periods of time. And in this seat, I still feel kind of like I did when I was riding in my Navigator. But yeah, these are the different vans. I didn't see, I'm going to go check one more time, but I didn't see any low roofs. That's probably because in Texas, I don't know, over in Houston where I'm at, I don't see a lot of low roof vans. I see like the medium and the high roof, which you seen me in the medium roof at the Ram, and you see me in the high roof in the Ford and the Sprinter. But I don't see any low roof, so you can see me. Just imagine low roof. Go out there and get in yourself and see how you feel standing up in a low roof van versus not. Now, everybody not 6 foot plus, and I get all that. But yeah, that wraps up what I was showing you between the different vans, the box trucks, because I'll explain the box trucks later. But we finna get off this lot, and then I'm gonna go and cool off a bit, and I'm gonna come pick y'all back up so we can talk the different numbers with the weight and all that stuff. So yeah, let's get out this heat, and I'm gonna pick y'all back up when it's time to talk numbers. All right, fam, we finito with that now. Now, after we got done, because you know it's hot, your boy had to go ahead and go get some food, and we was hungry. That heat was hot out there. But yeah, we good. But while I was eating, it made me think about something that happened on the way to go look at the vans. So I realized when we got almost there that I forgot the tape measure at the house. So I was like, I just run into Walmart and grab one. So I ran into Walmart, grabbed the tape to look for the tape measure. But the tape measures was locked up. This, you know, when you go certain Walmarts, places be just locking up stuff. So I needed somebody to come and unlock the tape measure so I can get them, because they was behind the glass. I saw a worker there, a little woman. She was Hispanic, and she was talking to another gentleman. The Hispanic means something. And she's talking to him. I'm just standing here, but she can't see I'm behind her because her back was to me. So I just stood back there leaning on the rack, just kind of waiting for her to get through talking to the gentleman she was talking to. He was also Hispanic. It makes sense in a minute. So after they get through talking and everything, he sees I'm there, but I'm not interrupting. And so he thanks her and walks off. And I looked and I say, "Excuse me, ma'am." And she turned around. And I was like, "Hey, I was trying to see if you can help me. Like, who do I need to talk to about getting this glass open so I can get a tape measure?" Real nice and simple. She looked dead at me and say, no, me no understand. No English. And I'm like, "Ma'am, I literally was standing here and watched you have a whole conversation in English with another person." Now, if they were both talking in Spanish, which would have been fine, I'm cool with it. I don't care either way. It just threw me off how she just brushed me off. So I had to go find somebody else to help. I say that because we're talking about these different vans. You can talk to random people, different people. Some people will help you. Some people won't. Some people will give their perspective. Some people won't. At the end of the day, it's going to be what works best for you. Like, we've looked at the Sprinter. We looked at the Ram. We looked at the Ford. We even got lucky because the dealership had a couple of box trucks. And granted, which we'll put up some right here, we know the different capacity of like the Sprinter, the Rams, because you need to know that. We talk about height and all that, but you need to know the weight of what your vehicle can carry, because people ask me all the time, why would I get certain ones? It's like, I don't want to limit my options in the van. If I can get a van, I'm gonna get the biggest one I can get. If I can get a box truck, I'm gonna get the biggest one that I can get so I can maximize my opportunities. Like, yeah, you might see me get a pallet here, 2 pallets there, but it's not just about the pallet. It's more to it. Like, if I got 1 pallet, 2 pallets, say it's going 1,000-some miles. Say I don't feel like driving that far and I need to go to sleep. I don't want to hot shot it, and I just need to take a nap. I still have room in that extended wheelbase to get back there, lay down, air mattress, whatever you sleep with, and have that opportunity, which you've seen in certain videos. Y'all saw your boy laid out on the air mattress after I filled it up with air and all that. Y'all saw that. But those are the different options that you have to consider when you're talking about what you want to do. One, like we said, the weight capacity of the different vans. Now, the box trucks that was there, they didn't really have the weight capacity, and it's kind of because you know how the ones that get kind of made, like it was an F550 truck, so I would have to go off of the capacity of what that F550 can hold, but the box was made and put on the back of it. The same with the 3500 Ram. It didn't, somebody put that on there. So of course you have to take general rule of thumb of what you can carry, but also consider with the weight of that vehicle and the weight of the cargo, make it go over 10,000 pounds if you use a box truck. Because if you use that, then all of a sudden now you have to start having the ELDs, you got to start going to weight stations, All that matters when you go past that 10,000 pounds. Now, the box truck that you've seen us use, I did have the numbers for that for when we picked up the load after Chip decided to take a vacation. I swear that guy. I did get the box truck loads for that, and I put that up over here as well. But that weight on that box truck is that what it can carry. Like pallet wise, it can take multiple pallets, but the weight was actually less than what I could carry with Chip. So it's like what you want to do. Do you want to have that contract where you can only carry 4,000 something pounds, but you can fit 6, 7, 8, 9 pallets in there? Or do you want to just sprint with the Sprinter van or the cargo van and max out? Of course, never max it out. You never want to do that, because then you're going to start messing up other stuff. But if your capability can go up to 4,000 some pounds, which is the same, it all depends on what you want. No different than when I sit in the Ford versus sitting in the Ram. It all comes down to, one, what is comfortable for you. Two, what's financially feasible starting out, because you don't want to start out in the hole where you're climbing out of a hole to get this business going. So starting out, if you have supplemental income, that's one thing, but you don't want to run out there and go get the van that costs 50, 60,000. And now you got to figure out how to pay that plus the insurance on top of that. If you got to get the cash one, I always advise get the cash. If it's a good working van, get the cash and keep it running. But at the end of the day, it's all up to what you want to do, fam. This video was just to show you the different options, the different cargo vans. I'm still loving my Ram, just like I know people love the Ford. I know people love the Sprinter. At the end of the day, it's what you want to do. The only research you got to do now is go figure out which van you like. Look into what type of maintenance that van has. Look up what other problems they put it in Reddit forums and all that kind of stuff. They put the different issues that they have, whether it be transmission, whether it be engine, whether it be brake system, it could be anything. Just go do that research to understand what you might possibly run into and what you're willing to deal with, because at the end of the day, this is transportation. You'll be crazy to believe that you won't run into some type of mechanical issues. It's just life. It's part of the game. It's like working in an office job. Over time, you're going to have to update the printers. Over time, you're going to have to get new computers. Something's going to break. Need new desk. We're in transportation. So that vehicle stuff is going to happen. It's what you're willing to deal with, what you're able to live with, and financially be able to sustain you so that you're not out the game for weeks, months at a time when something happens. So yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all up, fam. The video probably already long enough, and your boy done. The heat not drain me. I'm about to go in here and relax and chill, enjoy the rest of the day. I hope this video helped you. I hope it was informative. I hope it helps narrow down how you want to make the decision of which way you want to go, which type of van, or if you want to go to a smaller box truck and not use a 26-foot box truck. It all works out for you, whatever works best for you. Either way it go, I hope it works and you win, because that's the whole goal of this game. I want you to win. So yeah, go out there, figure out what's best for you, test drive, get your mechanic to look at stuff, see what you feel comfortable with, what you can start this business with, because there's always room to grow. So don't think about it like that. You always grow no matter what you start with. But either way, I want you to get the winning. I want you to go out there and collect the bags. I gotta wait still on Chip, and once we figure out, I know what's wrong with him. We'll talk about that in a whole nother video. Just waiting on them to finish so we can go get this guy from up there hanging out in Alabama, just partying his life away. I swear, he just took an extended vacation. So y'all go get y'all bags. Go get you a van that's gonna do the most to produce the best bags for you and help you grow your business and do what's best for your family. Whichever way you take it, I want you to win. But as far as this video, we finito, fam. This is one of them videos I owed you. I got a couple more I gotta make you, so don't worry, I got you, fam. I got the list of videos y'all requested. I'm still gonna get them to y'all. But as far as this one is finito, I'm about to slide back in this house and you know, chill out for the rest of the day. But you already know what I want you to do for me, fam. Come on, you know what I want you to do. Until the next video, y'all stay blessed.